Hello, everyone. Welcome back to
you're
another
being
episode
serious.
of the It's Hard to Explain podcast. New Year, same us. Boys, it's been a hell of a year.
It has.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing has
It
changed.
is 2025 now. Now we're officially on the line with Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I need to play that game again in celebration.
I was going to say, I haven't played Black Ops 2. I played the zombies, but I
Black
haven't
Ops
played
2 is the
anything.
best campaign.
Oh, yeah, what's it about? What's the plot?
I lost it. It takes place. It kind of like takes place in two time periods. It bounces back and forth between like the 1970s and 2025, which was the near future. This game came out in like 2012, and I can't really explain the story because it has like a branching path with like 9 different endings. It's a great campaign though.
Would you say it's a little hard to explain?
That's the one with the death to the MPLA.
Yeah, that's the first mission.
Impala.
That's the one where the main villain is Raul Menendez.
Yeah.
And he is he's something else. He's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, boys, did you have a good Christmas?
No,
I did.
Did much happen in between now and then?
No.
Yeah.
No, just
No.
working.
You
Well,
got a thing,
I was going
Kagan.
to say, well, actually, yeah, now that you say it, me and Ethan bought a 3D printer. We chipped in and got us a big old boy, so we're going to be making some cosplays, or attempting to make some anyways.
Yeah, Mando armor and Helldiver armor.
Yeah, the Mando armor's more you thing than me, but we're all in agreement that
You could
Helda-
pull off Boba.
Oh, probably. I'm short and round like he is, but,
Yeah.
you know, especially in the book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's a little plump in that one. He's a little blueberry boy.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make Helldiver armor, so me and Ethan just said fuck it, and we spent our well-earned Christmas money on a 3D printer. It's the Elegoo, one of those, Neptune 4 Plus, so it's got a big old print volume.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
It is pretty big, and they sent me a small amount of filament to practice with, and the first 2 prints got butchered completely because it started, and then like the filament melted to the tip.
Oh.
So it just grabbed the thing that it was printing and just started dragging it around the bed. And I was like, oh, I don't know how to fix that. And then I looked up some stuff, and it's like maybe the bed has like some factory-coated oil that's preventing it. But it also comes with just a fucking glue stick that you just rub on the bed so that it'll adhere. And by the time I figured it out, I printed out a little steamboat. And at like 80%, I ran out of filament, so it's an incomplete steamboat.
But hey, now you know it works. You fixed it.
I do. I still have a lot to like learn in terms of stuff. But my next big project is I'm just gonna go straight into it and do a helmet. I know Jake's wanting a Daredevil helmet. That's like the
That
first
would
thing.
be sick.
That's the first thing he told me he actually wants.
One that
from
would
a
actually
3D
fit.
Oh, I
be
can.
cool.
I can make it fit. I've been watching nonstop videos on how to scale things properly to like heads.
Yeah.
I even bought a fabric tape measure for like measuring body parts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So that whenever it comes to it, I can accurately measure stuff. Jake has a 22-inch head. He's got a small little head. I got 23-inch. Adam's 23 and a half, 24. So you're probably in that same ballpark.
No,
Yeah.
I think mine's like 30.
I don't
something.
think yours is
No,
30.
I'm joking.
You're a big boy, but I think your
Yeah.
head's probably going to be a 24-incher.
Hopefully.
24 inches of head. Sign me up.
As I was saying, like you guys, you don't have to worry at all. Kagan is an expert on making it fit.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it just works.
It just works.
In the words of Todd Howard,
It just works.
just works. I'm going to figure it out. But
And
I'm
also, in the words of Todd Howard, yes, I was in the chess club.
But went to Price Break, which is like a liquidation store, looking for filament. Because whenever I ordered this stuff, it didn't come at the same time, which kind of irked me. Because I bought it and it came with the printer and 2 rolls of filament and some like tip replacements. But the tip replacement said pre-order, so that might be the thing come in September.
Oh, okay.
But it came with, the printer came with 2 tips to begin with. Touching tips, you know.
They're not going to wait. That's not going to be here until September.
And yet they shipped a whole printer in less than a month.
Yeah, they
Aren't
shipped
those
it in,
things like essential though for like printing?
Maybe
Well-
they're produced somewhere outside of the United States.
Well, like
it
he
said-
said, it came with 2 tips. I guess he just has a few replacements in case the tips break or something.
It was so when I bought the printer, it was like, do you want to add 2 rolls of filament and a thing of tips to increase it? It'd increase the price a little bit, but it didn't go outside of our budget. It actually meet right at our budget of how much
Yeah.
we had to spend. So I was like, okay, why not? And so I'm gonna have 2 rolls, and my first goal is to print a Helldiver helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I hope, and then we'll go from there.
We'll work out the kinks.
Yeah, Jake, how about you? Have you had an interesting year?
No. Not really, man. Not looking forward to going back to school. Dreading that. It's at the end of the month. So,
Oh, man.
so
Hooray.
fun. Already started my new work schedule, which is already ass. So,
Oh.
you know,
What's
it is
your
what it
new
is.
work
man.
schedule?
Every morning, all day Friday, and weekends.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's just how it is, man. I
mean-
chose this.
I was gonna say, Ethan, your work schedule's not that bad. Working 7 days straight would piss me the hell off, though.
Yeah.
Don't say those words.
I'd be in a foul fucking mood if they told me I had to work 7 days straight. I'd be
I
like,
think
you can
that's
go.
why I'm so like
Out of it.
groggy. Because man, I'm not looking forward to it.
But hey, this is not what this is about, okay? This is about fun, new beginnings ish. Yeah. So this the main idea of this episode is kind of like an extended pilot.
Okay. Fuck
We're
me,
gonna-
I guess.
Reiterate, reiterate what we've
fuck
been.
us.
Yeah. What?
You weren't the main characters in the situation, all right?
You skipped us both.
Yeah,
How
so
our
far,
years
yeah, I
were.
guess.
How their year was.
Oh. Yeah,
Thanks,
I don't care. I
boss.
didn't care. That's why I didn't ask. I'm just kidding.
That's valid.
Sorry. Adam, Ethan,
valid.
how was your year? Sorry.
As your boss, it's
Ethan?
his job to invalidate
I picked
you.
up guitar.
Ooh.
I can pick up a guitar too. That takes literally
I will
no skill.
beat you to death with it.
Have you,
Ethan, you fucking paid for it.
have you made
dumbass.
any progress?
You paid to pick
I
up
have.
a guitar.
He can
What'd
play
you do?
Smoke on the Water and Twinkle Twinkle Little
No.
Star.
No.
You need to learn
Nice
how to play
little-
Master of Puppets.
Nice little rock riff of Twinkle Twinkle.
What kind of guitar are you learning?
It's electric.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean,
I'd want to learn a bass. I've always loved the sound of bass.
Me too.
I feel like me and Adam had talked about this a
We
while
have.
back. I feel like
We
if
were talking
a
about-
band, you would be the singer. You could be a drummer or a bassist. I don't know what
He'd
you'd
play the
be.
guitar.
Give me on a
Keyboard
I think Jake could
or-
rock a
Give
guitar.
me on a uke.
That's what I told Ethan. I was like, get Jake on that ukulele.
Yeah, the
Or
ukulele.
kalimba.
A baritone uke, yeah.
Toxic gossip train.
Do that.
Oh my god.
Dead meme. Dead meme.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I can sing, but it doesn't mean I'm good at it.
Yeah, no, we
so-
had a whole like conversation about if we formed a band with the four of us, who would play what
Yeah.
Yeah.
and do what.
Your turn,
Yeah.
Adam.
My
So
turn.
it'd be the exact opposite of what our roles are now. I'd be the least useful.
No, you'd add in some sweet little nothing melodies to the song.
See,
Nothing
sweet little
melodies.
nothing. You dig in a hole.
Adam,
Shut
how
up.
was? I'm changing the subject. Adam, how was your year?
Oh, I got nothing.
Oh, I got nothing.
You did get a car, but we talked about
Yeah,
that.
we already talked about that. I don't have anything. I just, I still wanted my turn.
Oh, okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks
Do you
for
have
your
any-
time.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Spiteful.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like we're reiterating what we've been doing and what we're going to do.
Kind of an itinerary of
it's-
what we got planned.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about it briefly last episode.
New year, new pilot. You know how it is.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, I'm Jake.
No way.
That's Kagan. This is Kagan.
As you can see
Yeah.
clearly because
You
we
can
have
see
a
him.
camera.
You can see him, but you can hear him. That's Kagan.
I'm Kagan.
Ethan's over there. He's waving. He's going to talk now.
No, see, they would have seen it.
See, yeah, but you can see him because everybody's watching it.
Yeah,
and then Adam's
throwing
over
up
here.
blood.
Oh, Adam's over here. Can you talk, Adam?
Your voice got so
I
shaky.
don't want to hit on my apartment.
Can you talk, Adam?
No.
Okay, that's Adam. So yeah,
Your voice got so shaky. That's Adam. Adam, say something, please.
so it's
Stop.
it's a good thing we don't have a camera actually. Stop it. So yeah, Jake Kagan, Adam, and Ethan doing it again for New Year.
All right, boss. What's our plan for this new year?
Well, first off, our first biggest change is social media, which will hopefully be on a lot more. Right, Kagan? Right,
yeah,
Ethan?
Gonna be way
Yeah.
more active on it.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
We don't have a video component yet. But hey, that's like we keep saying, it'll come. I don't know when, but
Wouldn't we have $3,000 to buy a camera?
it'll happen eventually, maybe.
3,000.
Probably never, actually.
I mean, if you want to get cheaper, there's other cameras that cost way less that only record 30-minute intervals. So yeah, there's that. If you want to get up every 30 minutes to change out the film.
Film.
Yeah,
fuck-
we're using an
what?
old camera, boy.
Why? That's why it's so fucking
All right,
expensive.
Johnny, pay attention to the camera now.
My arm hurts from cranking.
You crank that thing like you crank your hog in your bedroom.
Crank
Like
that.
there's
you've
no
heard
tomorrow.
you got the powder for the flash.
The powder, the thing that goes over your fucking head. Wait, is that a
Look up
is that
here.
a photo? Yeah.
Can we hire Soldier Boy to crank it?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Crank that thing,
Okay,
Gordon.
let me say what I said. It can only record 30-minute intervals before it the memory fills up, I guess. I don't remember how the dude in the video worded it, but I watched a video on some good recommendations for cameras, and it's like you can start with this one, which is like 130, and it's good and all. It's a webcam, so that'd be if we did like Discord and everything.
We
Which,
could do Discord.
That'd be the cheapest option if you want a film component, like a camera component. Is we could each just get a webcam and an audio interface, which would be significantly cheaper than buying a $500 camera.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the podcasters that do it now with the video component have the webcam set up.
And I feel like the delay, because there's kind of a delay, I feel like that helps. So there's kind of like not really an interruption.
It helps with editing and all that.
Too, but it also, I feel like it helps with not interrupting each other.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about the idea, we've thrown it around, but we all agreed that it wasn't the best idea at the time, but that doesn't mean it won't be.
I feel like that would be the one that would work out the best,
Yeah.
because
Just gotta make sure
I don't
you're-
know about you, but I don't have the funds to help contribute to a
None of us
$3,000
do.
camera.
Even if we all threw in $100, I mean, still.
That's only $400.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Hey, what can I get with $400? Nothing. Get out."
A sad feeling. Fuck off.
But
Maybe.
our plan with social media is to try and get more interaction and be more interactive with it, because we only uploaded clips and posts letting people know, that stuff is out. But we're going to try and be more interactive with it, adding like polls and questions and all this different kind of stuff to kind of liven up the page.
Yuppers.
And then, Jake, do we have kind of a redesign going? Is that kind of an idea?
New graphics are in the pipeline, yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
change
gonna-
our look
Ooh,
pretty
boy.
soon, yeah.
We're going to change our look, and from what we've talked about, I'm excited about it. It kind of gives me a warm feeling.
Yeah.
It's we're going for a more retro vibe.
Hell yeah.
That's the idea.
Color scheme
And
wise,
color scheme will be changing.
Kind of think of synthwave retro vibe is
Something
kind of
like
what
that.
we're going for.
Yeah.
And then we have a roster of brand new episodes. Each one sounds very interesting, and there's a few I'm very excited for.
There's a lot that I'm actually excited for all of them this time around, because we sat down and had a big old long podcast meeting
Where
and
we spent $70 on Chick-fil-A.
Top
Yeah, that was
10
the highlight.
biggest festering wounds ever.
But oh yeah, okay. So during that meeting, we sat down and went through. I forgot how many topics we have. We have one for every other week of the year.
There's like
so
25,
20
I think.
25, 26, something around there. And I think all of them are interesting.
Yeah, we have.
We tried our best to make sure every topic this year was something that people would want to listen
I was going
it
to
was
say one
unique and
episode.
interesting.
One episode we tried to do during season 1 that we just. I don't know. We all liked the topic, but it just didn't turn out well. So
We're going back for seconds.
we're coming back for seconds.
Spiteful seconds.
Because we didn't hear no bell and Mama didn't raise no bitch. So we're gonna try again.
So some of the changes in terms of like episode structure, Kagan was talking about like questions on social media. We've actually thought about asking questions at the beginning of episodes, which we didn't do.
Damn it.
So hey, here's the question: what's your favorite episode from last year? If you listen to them, like we want to know what you like. What do you want to listen to? What do you want to hear about?
Get a feel of-
Tell me.
Yeah.
Get a feel
Throw
of what
them
you're
in the
into.
comment section down below.
Please use the comment section. Come on,
Please
man.
do.
Please.
Please talk to me.
Send
Yeah.
it to someone you know.
Please.
Yeah. But I think my favorite episode of last year was the smut reading. That was
Okay.
probably one of my
That's a good
favorites.
idea,
It was such a to me it was so funny. And since Kayla was there and she actually fucking got us, she kind of put us in our place in
Yeah.
terms of having
was
a
fun.
format.
Like, the
She
structure was good.
She's like, I printed out these so you can read them, so you have fucking structure because there's none to begin with. So that's another thing we're gonna do. Is we're going to structure our videos much more differently. So instead of each one of us bringing some, information, if it's a topic one of us is really like
Well-versed in.
they're going to do the research for it, and we're going to print out information so that one person knows about it and the other people can learn about it as like a surprise.
So, for an example, can I spoil one of our future ones?
I was going to bring up a couple of our future episodes. Yes. Yeah,
Here
go ahead.
soon, we will be recording one where we talk about missing 411, where if you listen to Wendigoon or the Lore Lodge or a couple of those other people, you know what that is. But me and Kagan know more about that than Jake and Ethan do. So me and Kagan will be doing the research and getting it down and getting it figured out. And then whenever we show up, we'll be like kind of like presenters almost. Like we'll have stuff we'll bring everything to talk about.
And then
we'll ask questions and they'll expand on it and everything like that. So we just figured like the show and tell kind of thing was a little
outdated.
it wasn't outdated. It just wasn't.
It was more so
working.
like everyone's busy. They got a life outside of what we do here. So making a research heavy episode was kind of difficult because all of us, like I said, have lives, and some of us had a hard time finding time to research and do
especially
all the things.
you.
Well, like two people like Jake and Adam. So Adam's job, some nights he doesn't get home.
And Adam, yeah.
Sometimes he doesn't get home till super late, relatively speaking, for like a work night.
Like yesterday, I left out like at 4 something in the morning, and I got back at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, so
that's the time I went to bed.
People like him, it's been kind of difficult to provide research because we'll have like the day before, and this is kind of like embarrassing to admit, but it's something that I feel like should be like said. The day before, it'd be like, hey, does anyone have research? They'd be like, nope. It'd be like, well, then we'd like scramble to get research.
I have to stay on top of people, which I shouldn't have to do because they have, we have lives. So
I feel like this is going to help Jake. This season of episodes, I'm just going to say season for future reference, season of episodes, because what he's told us about his future schedules, he's going to be super busy. Mm-hmm. It's going to be hectic. So we're trying to make things easier on him too, because he's already got a lot he's dealing with. Me and Ethan have lives and jobs, but I feel like we have a little bit more.
Not to the magnitude of Jake.
It's not to the magnitude of Jake or Adam, where it's like, because I get home at like 3:30 every day, so I have like a good portion from when I get home to when I go to bed of just time where I'm doing nothing.
Yeah, you get home early. I don't have anybody here by myself. So.
Yeah, so we have a little more leeway with it.
I do want to circle back to two things. I want to circle back to the structure of the episodes. I did have a comment recently that said, and I know we've talked about this plenty, but how we kind of get off track whenever we talk about an episode.
Yeah.
And then we're like, all right. Let's get back on topic.
And then we get back off track.
And then I've heard that's actually entertaining.
That's entertaining.
Like getting off track, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so here's my stand on it now. It's fine if we get off track, but
we got to get back on track.
At some point we got to get back to it, or else we'll lose the plot of the episode.
Well, because
it'll kind of just fall apart.
Because I mean, outside of this, we're friends already. So when we talk, we yap for quite a while. So we getting off topic is something that happens even just outside of this. So there's been some times where I've said, okay, we need to get back on topic because we are straying.
Same with me.
Like there's one episode, I forget what it was. I think it was either Slasher Skirmish or Cryptic Combat, where we went on like a 30-minute tangent about video games, and I was like, okay, we need to get back on the topic.
Yeah. But that's what I wanted to say about structure. So getting off topic is cool. It's fine. But eventually we got to circle back.
We can't make that the whole episode.
Right. Or else like all of our episodes are going to be like 2 hours long or something like that, which we've been pretty good at keeping it at like an hour and a half, which is pretty digestible.
Personally, I'm not
and I'm not worried about time.
I'm
not worried about time.
Long.
But on average, we get about an hour, a little more than an hour and a half, and I think that's a perfect length. Not that we're going for it, but it just happens naturally. So.
Yeah, some podcast I listen to, they go for like 4 hours, and it's like, okay, it's like, how do you talk for that long?
Our longest episode was 2.5 hours, and that was with me, Adam, and Shay.
I wasn't even there for that one.
Yeah,
but,
that was the Attack on Titan.
And we couldn't even that wasn't even enough time to talk about everything. There's
we were like, we could keep going,
show.
but this is like, we're like 2.5 hours in now, so.
Got to cut off somewhere.
Back to what Kagan was saying, I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, come on, we got to get back on topic.
Right. I thought it was a good idea to ask everybody what their favorite episode to record was.
I was also thinking
for
that.
last year. And Kagan said the Smut episode. Smut happens.
Smut was pretty good.
Put it in my Smut. Smut happens.
Yeah.
Please make me come, baby.
Ethan, do you want to go?
It's a hard question to answer.
Adam, does one come to mind?
For me, the first two that came to mind were the two fighting ones, Slasher Skirmish and Cryptid Combat.
Those were your favorites?
Those were a lot of fun.
Did you like one more than the other? Cryptid Combat or Slasher Skirmish?
I liked Cryptid Combat more personally.
I think I liked Slasher Skirmish more.
Yeah.
Just because it had like one of my favorite bits of the whole year in it about Bigfoot picking Kagan up and crushing him against his forehead.
That was the Cryptid Combat
Or it was
one.
Cryptid Combat, yes.
I go to fight him with a magic wand, and he just
Yeah, just crushes you.
like
He
a
empties
beer
out your
can.
insides and then crushes you against his forehead like a beer can.
Yeah.
That is a tough one though to choose what our favorite ones are because we've had like a lot of good ones. I mean, I think
know-
they're all good.
I
One
know
of my
s-
favorites in terms of like just interest and like enjoying the conversation we were having, even though it wasn't the most entertaining, was the AI one. I enjoyed the conversation we had
I know
about AI.
analytics wise, one of our more popular ones was the nostalgia one. And
I think it was just because of the keywords and nostalgia.
it
and
might have
then-
been, but I enjoyed talking about that because I like to reminisce
What
on like
was it? Childhood nostalgia. and-
Liminal spaces.
Liminal spaces. Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
liminal spaces were kind of popping
Yep.
in that time. Like people
Yeah.
were
I
really
I think we just
interested.
got in there at the at the right
but I
time.
like
As
that
it was
one
leaving.
because those topics also interest me, and I do like to reminisce about the early 2000s and early 90s.
You can have a runner up. Is that your runner up?
I wouldn't say that's my runner-up. It's in my top 5.
Oh, only 2. We'd be here
Only 2.
forever. I will
Mine
say
would have to be Cryptid Combat.
that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
gonna
it was
look
the
through
most
them
fun
again.
to record, in my opinion.
that one it was very
it was
fun.
a blast.
Then
I
again,
love those episodes.
our very first episode, the most embarrassing stories.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Fecal
That's my
Fables.
mom's favorite still. After
Yeah.
31 episodes, she's like, "Yeah, I still like the first one."
That one's still the best. It was, I mean, because we just kind of aired out our dirty laundry on the first episode.
yeah,
Educational escapades.
that one was also
Oh.
fun.
I forgot about that
I feel
one,
like
honestly.
anything where we've talked about like our personal lives and funny stories that we've experienced is just it's always fun.
That dude dragging that poor kid across the table like he weighed nothing.
Dun, dun, dun,
Tyler, the
dun,
creator.
dun, 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 dun.
Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. And of course, we asked Ethan, about the school. He was like, "I went to this school and it was boring."
No, he had
It
the
was
he had
boring.
the piss missile story.
Well, I don't think that was at that one school, was it?
No, it was in an elementary school.
He still had
but-
a story.
Yeah. Well, he had a story, but that was embarrassing stories.
I think
That was part of the Fecal Fables.
Yeah, but the school one, he was like, my school was super strict, so there wasn't a lot of crazy stuff that happened. It's like, our school was
the only
wild.
crazy thing that happened that I can remember. I think I said it in that episode was the hair flying off in a fight.
yeah.
I think that was the only crazy thing that happened.
Also,
I mean, and
Tales
well,
Against Humanity
I'm not gonna
was
say
really
that,
fun.
but
Dude.
Yeah, that's for later.
Yeah.
Ethan, we've talked about the Tales to Explain episode.
Yeah.
We still I think we're all in agreement that your story is the best.
My
I think
story?
about that story all the time.
the tiny
The
horse.
tiny horse, like just
We
the,
were
just the,
hungry.
the Oregon Trail story was great, dude. I fucking not just
Jake.
because of our cards, but just your story and your reading was so good.
Jake's
It
one
was?
with the
Yeah,
yeah, because it was like it sounded very official.
yeah.
It was
Oh,
like
thank you.
so.
like a
Cyrus went
historian.
out
Cyrus went out and
and
shot a tiny horse.
for food.
Ham finger.
Ham
What-
finger.
what,
One
kid,
thing-
kid named Ham
Jake
One
was
thing I
just,
hear
Jake
y'all-
was just like, we had to. It was my little cross horse.
We were so hungry.
We were hungry.
One thing
all I
I
had.
hear. One thing I hear Jake quote a lot from the last story was "Feed that fucker cum."
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny.
Or ripping a dog in half day.
Yeah.
You don't get to rip the chihuahua in half.
Yeah, I
You've
was
been
like-
a bad boy.
I was
Bad,
like,
bad
okay,
boy.
I guess this is a holiday.
It's a holiday. Yeah.
Holiday. Like,
I think okay. So Kagan's favorite is the smut episode. Ethan's favorite. What are you doing?
ignore
are
me.
you
I thought that was
doing?
the couch. I thought that was the couch. That was my pants.
What are you doing?
He was just like picking at my pants. I was like, what's going on?
No, I've been fucking with the couch clit for a while. And
Okay.
Couch clip.
There's a rock in it. And I
Couch
found
clit.
there's a tiny rock.
There's a rock in the.
It's a tiny rock. I thought about throwing it at Adam earlier,
Okay.
but
Put it at okay.
I just threw it on the
Kagan's
floor.
favorite is the smut episode. Ethan's favorite is Cryptid Combat.
Yes, sir.
Adam's is Cryptid Combat as well.
I believe so.
And mine.
It was just fun.
It was fun. It was very interactive, and I like that.
Yeah.
The
I
smut
loved
one though.
the randomness
I was
of
laughing
it.
so hard during the smut when my glasses fogged up.
Me too.
Dude. I was
Me
like,
too. I was getting
like,
hot and
"Ooh, it's
bothered."
getting hot in here.
I think my favorite is probably.
And license plate.
There was one episode where we could not stop laughing.
Oh, it was. I
I think it was a Yapatite episode.
where Jake was
The
talking
dog.
about work. He's like,
Yeah.
man. He's like,
Oh,
why does he look?
yeah.
Why does he look sad? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, because he's dead. And it's like,
Someone
you
had
go in-
better be dying.
you
not
go
go
into
in
the family room. You're like, man, why does it look like someone died?
Oh, yeah.
I think my
and
favorite
you're just like, oh, tough crowd. Walk out.
is either the first episode or. I'm gonna say weirdest laws. I'm just
Weirdest
kidding.
law?
That's my least
Like,
favorite.
that's no.
Universally
I'm
our
gonna-
least favorite.
I'm
So-
gonna go for the unreleased episode.
Yeah.
So
Huh?
since it's a new year, I'm just gonna say this: that when we made the weirdest laws, we recorded that episode right after a previous episode, and we were like worn out, and our
Yeah.
brains were not working, so we didn't put as much effort into the weirdest laws. as
But we
the rest
didn't
of
learn
them.
our lesson for conspiracy theories because we did those back to back as well.
Yeah, I think
that turned
one-
out fine.
That one turned
did.
out fine
That
because we
did.
had
I'm
a
just
bunch
saying
of,
we didn't learn our lesson about doing it back to back because we did it again.
Which one did we record with the weirdest laws one?
I think it was it the liminal
It was the
spaces
third.
one?
It was our third episode, which was favorite media.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what it was.
So we uploaded them because it says we recorded weirdest law. We uploaded weirdest laws first and then favorite media. So
Yeah, I think there was a scheduling issue with one of them, and we had to swap it around.
gotcha. Yeah, because our first episode was most embarrassing moments. The second episode was weirdest laws, and the third was our favorite media part one.
Yeah.
Pot one.
Yeah.
Part one.
My favorite media, pot one.
For once, you were the one that had the grammatical slip up,
Yes.
not Kagan.
Yes.
Yeah, I do that quite a lot.
That's another
And
thing
Yang
too.
Random.
Is we're getting rid of the favorite media episodes and
Yeah.
the Appetite episodes.
Yeah.
We only really did those when it was crunch time and we couldn't think of a topic, and it's like,
just
oh well,
wanted to talk.
we can talk for 2.5 hours about random bullshit.
Yeah,
so
I
that's
feel
what
like
we do.
we're more. We got a handle on it now.
Yeah.
Which that is another reason as to why. So how we were doing it previously was we would like as the next recording date was coming up or after we had just finished a recording, we would figure out what we were doing next time, like right there,
Yeah.
and we'd do it week by week. So now, like we had that big meeting where we all sat down and ate, and Jake bought his food because he's a good boss.
Bought us $70 worth of chicken nuggets
Thanks,
at
boss.
Chick-fil-A,
You're welcome.
and it was good.
But while we were doing that meeting, we went ahead and like Jake said, he had everything laid out. Like he had all the weeks charted out as to when we would be recording, and we went down the list and we picked out topics to fill up the entire year, so we know what what topics we're doing.
Yeah.
Not all of them have been put in a place yet, from
Yeah.
what I know, but we already have all the topics picked out. So it'll help with that whole. So we don't really need
Right.
Appetite or most favorite
Right.
media anymore. You know.
Speaking about Yappetites, though, we're still doing Yappetizers, which are movie/show talks.
Like reviews.
Yeah,
kind
so
of.
a couple that we have planned are Ethan and I are going to do, and maybe Kagan are going to do The Boys season 1, and then another one will be Kagan and I with Saw.
And
There's
then-
a couple of others, but I don't think we should
Yeah,
say.
we'll keep
I
the.
was gonna say one of them I'm excited for.
I have one.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Adam and I also have one planned.
Possibly Kagan in that one as
yes.
well.
Yeah, I may be involved.
So
in that one.
Yappetizers are staying. Yappetites are leaving. No more favorite media episodes, and we're also getting rid of most blank this. So like top, like
Yeah.
weirdest,
Weirdest
laws.
laws.
Yeah, that's not going to be done anymore. The weirdest what was it? Traditions.
and
Yeah.
Gifts and all that.
So that's not going to be.
We've aged in this month?
We've
Yeah.
noticed, like, I was, whenever we were having our meeting, I brought up that for some, like, whenever it came to episodes like that, where it was like weirdest this, strangest this, coolest this, like, I just, for some reason, whenever we went into the recording, I just wasn't feeling it the same way that I would be with other topics.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, they just weren't as fun to do.
yeah.
We are also bringing back tier lists. We only did one last year, which was the torture types.
Which I like that
Torture
one
tier
too.
list, which worked well for a first tier list,
Yeah,
I think.
it was
we're
our
gonna-
first attempt, though, so it was a bit messy.
We're going to tweak it a little bit and bring more of those this year.
Yeah.
We're still keeping the wheel games because we have a lot of fun with them. Let's see.
And we're trying to cook up some more things that we can have fun with and like play games with and have a game in it.
Yeah.
So I guess we can probably tell them like 2 or 3 more planned topics for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want
You
to give it
guys-
all away though.
Not all of it. Is there one you guys are looking forward to more than others?
Oh, I am. Yeah. Can I share?
Do you want to? Yeah.
Oh, we're doing a part 2 of the smut But
Yeah.
instead of reading from a book, we're going to read fan fiction of like popular media. And
I'm
one's-
so excited.
I'm
Yeah.
very excited for that one.
Looking
Okay.
forward to the SpongeBob fanfic.
Ethan, I want you to be part of this one. You
I
missed
will
out.
be part of it.
You missed out on the last one. It was so good. And then there is one, I don't know if we've decided this is going to be an episode or not, but Kayla's new book that she's reading
Oh yeah.
is really weird. And the other day during New Year's, we were sitting around drinking, having a good time, and she was explaining it to us. And the entire time we were just poking plot holes through this fucking
Yeah.
book because it was wild.
I don't know if we can do an episode about
I don't
that
know
one
either,
with some
but
of
we'll
the topics
see.
in that book.
We will see, but it's probably going to be a no. Ethan, what
I
about
think
you?
I know which book y'all are talking about. I want to say she bought it.
Yes.
I
when I
think
was
so.
there.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, you were there.
It's
whenever.
it's called Haunting Adeline,
Oh, okay.
and it's about a chick who falls in love with her stalker, and it's like
Yeah.
it's
And there's a lot of just really
We made a
dark
comment
stuff
about-
in
yeah.
there.
racy stuff, but it's just like it's okay that he does these things because he's hot.
'Cause
He has a
he's good
fat
looking.
cock, and that makes
He's
it
got
okay.
pretty privilege.
Yeah,
Ethan,
none of us have that.
What's up?
you got an episode you're anticipating?
Definitely the
forward
Fallout
to.
one.
Fallout. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another Fallout episode.
That
is
one
coming.
and the boys, because
Okay.
we need to get that. We need to do that.
Adam.
Hmm.
We'll see. We'll see.
I am looking forward to. Mine is also a part 2.
What is it?
It'll be the second. Us playing the
Oh,
Tales
Tales.
game
Tales.
again.
That
I'm
one's a
looking
good
forward
one,
to
too.
that.
Because
Yeah, we've got
they
one of
already
those
know about
planned.
that one. We said in that episode that we will be doing it more because it was so much fun.
I think one of my most anticipated episodes planned for this year is the third cryptid combat episode.
Whatever it turns out.
Whatever,
to be.
we don't know what it's going to be yet, but
It's
we do
gonna
have
be-
one.
It's gonna be one of those kinds of things.
Monster mashup.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited.
I said Fallout, and it may not even be released this year.
We'll see. If
So-
It probably
is
will.
that your runner up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for.
I don't even. Honestly, like you said, we went over and plugged in like 25 topics. So
There's a lot.
I don't even
There's a
remember
lot
all
coming.
of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff coming. Another thing we're hopefully trying to change is guests and have more than just Shay and Kayla on. They're both great,
Yeah.
but we want to have other people on as well. So we're going to try to get a more diverse group of people.
We have a lot of buddies that
On,
have
yes.
expressed interest in making a guest appearance for an episode.
So more guests, different guests. Kayla will more than likely be on a couple of times this year, and
I
I,
got-
don't
She-
know about Shay.
I was gonna say she really likes being a part of it. So
I got a really good buddy. He's been wanting to come on the podcast for a while. You might know him. His name's Samuel L. Jackson. He's just been telling me, like, Adam, man, you got to get me on the podcast. And I
Oh,
was
man.
like, all right.
man, I'm such a great friend with Sam Jackson too. It's just crazy.
yeah.
Sam's just such a great guy.
I have his
we're on a,
lightsaber.
we're on a first name basis.
He's
I
such
call
a
him
swell
Sam.
fella.
Which do you? That's this is a kind of a side tangent. But do you think all of his friends call him Sam, or do they call him Samuel L. Jackson? Just be
Yeah,
like,
I can't say his name without saying Samuel L. Jackson.
just be like, hey, Samuel L. Jackson. My
Or-
name's Sam.
Or,
I know.
Nick Fury, also known as Nicholas Furious.
Yeah, great guy. I have his lightsaber.
I have his lightsaber. You think
Was
I
he
would?
was he in Snakes on a Plane? Is he the guy that says?
I'm tired of these
Is he the guy?
motherfucking snakes on this motherfucker.
Is
Yes,
this-
that was
okay.
him.
He's okay, so he is in everything.
I liked him in Django.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Django.
Yeah, the Django.
Can you guys think of anything else that we're changing? I think we hit almost all of the points in terms of episode structure, topics, guests.
I think
I will
think
no
we're trying
longer
to.
be a part of this podcast.
I think we're trying to dial down on the swearing.
Oh yeah.
Because I know that was one complaint I heard was that we swear a lot, which
Just
we're
a lot
still
of the dirty talk.
we're still gonna do. Because I mean, come on.
Well, I
But-
feel like we've dialed it back significantly.
Oh,
like
I do
if you
too.
if you if you listen to the first episode
Yeah.
again compared to what we do now, it's like night and day, dude.
Dude,
in the first episode,
every-
fuck has said like every other
I
word.
used it as a filler word because I was nervous.
I
so-
remember there was one episode where you guys you were like, Adam, come on. And I was like, what? And you guys played me a recording where I was talking about something. And I said,
It was-
fuck,
it
like
was-
7 times in less than 20 seconds.
It was
Yeah.
Slasher Skirmish. You were talking about the Predator.
And I kept being
He
like,
said he was going to take this effing thing on the effing ground and then effing do this and
Yeah.
then effing do that.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
Adam!
yeah.
Adam,
Bro.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dial
so
it back a little.
we're still gonna do that because, of course, like, come on now. But we're going to be mature about it and do it less.
Mature.
Also, demonetization's a bitch, and it'll
We're
get
trying
you,
to get monetized.
Yeah, that's another thing.
We personally promise more slurs this season.
Also, the crude humor of like
I'm not affiliated with you.
the crude humor of like burping. Like, I know people can get grossed out by that. So
Got to dial back. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
we dialed off of that like immediately.
yeah,
It's like an F-bomb in PG-13 movies. You only get one of them.
you only get one.
and you have to make it work.
I haven't used mine yet. I still have
My,
one.
my favorite time anyone's done anything like that on the show is when Kagan he did it. I think it was the last it was a recent episode.
I
but-
was quoting the Vegeta thing. Where I didn't care anymore.
yeah, he was just talking and then he burps and no one says anything and then he goes and then he continues talking and then nobody addresses it.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't care. I said all that, and then no one said anything, so I just burped and then went, anyways.
No one said anything. That's I mean it's great.
Talk about comedic timing, am I right? Yeah. No, that was just funny to begin with, but it was not comedic timing at all. It was just I didn't say something funny enough, so no one laughed.
I have to say that I am glad to be back.
I am
Because,
too.
Like
It's
over
fun.
the course, we pumped out those like recordings for Christmas pretty quickly, so we could free up the holiday season from like all the way from a little bit before Christmas to a little bit after New Year's for us to just kind of enjoy the holidays.
Yep.
And like the whole time, it felt like something was missing in my life. I was like, man, I want to go record an episode with the boys.
Yeah.
Man,
I was taking the dog out to the dog park, and Adam came with me, and he's like, ever since we stopped recording, there's just kind of been this void in my chest that isn't going away. And I said, I know how you feel.
Yeah,
I
it's like,
feel empty right
I'm ready
now.
to jump back in the saddle and shoot another tiny horse.
Yeah. Shoot my daughter's horse again.
let's
rip
get
another
Hamfinger
dog in
again.
half.
Why not?
Feed more fuckers come, all that.
I will say, just like the vibe of being back is awesome, but also it's got like a what's the word? Not finality to it, but it's like I'm not going to be in all of them this time around.
It's like a
yeah.
bittersweet.
It's bittersweet. Yes, it's bittersweet because
Yeah.
I know for a fact I'm going to be in it less this year.
Yeah,
So.
Which, I
Jake
mean,
was telling
frowny
me
face.
like he's not going to be in all of them because he got the cancer. It's stage 4, and he's not going to make it.
he's gonna die sometimes, and then he'll be all
We're
right.
really rushing, so like we can learn the editing software so we can fill the void left by our boss.
I don't think we speak Russian.
I
don't know what you're
don't,
talking about.
I don't think we're Russian.
Yeah, it doesn't feel so good when it's up to you fucker, isn't it?
You're all stupid.
That's how it is.
Jamaican me crazy.
I
yeah,
said
it's
that, and he
bitter-
just put
it's-
on a big frown.
It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's bittersweet.
I was
'Cause
gonna
love-
say.
I love doing
We'll
this.
miss you, boss.
I was gonna say, whenever you're not present, that could just be times for us to include like a guest. Which, I mean, it sucks that you won't be present, but you got shit to do that you need to get done, just so you can get it over with because
Yeah.
you're almost done with it, and you just
Got shit.
need to hammer it out.
I was just telling you, like, just drop out.
Yeah, I said that too. I was
I
like,
don't see
saying,
any reason
an
why not.
academic
All these
failure.
years of hard work, just yeah, you're right at the finish line. Just be like,
you want to know something? All my friends, I'm looking at you specifically, have dropped out of college.
yeah.
Maybe I should follow the trend.
But I was gonna say a lot of my friends dropped out of college. Hell, my sister called me a moron for going to community college while she was in actual college. Then, like a year later,
dropped
she
out.
dropped out and went
Yeah.
to community college, and I was like,
Yeah, how's it feel? Mhm.
How's that taste, bitch?"
Tastes
she was-
like, oh man,
she was
tastes
like-
good. Tastes like just desserts.
she was like, honestly, I kind of regret saying that to you because I enjoy this way more. It's like, yeah, it's fucking better than normal college.
Yeah, how does it feel
I
down in
learned
the
in-
dirt with all the rest of us peasants?
I was gonna say I don't get a stupid major of English. I already speak that. I don't need a major in it.
What, you need a piece of paper telling you that you can speak it? That's
It's like, good. I got a piece of paper that says I can fucking melt metal together like a true man.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm getting a piece of paper that tells you I can computer. So, you know.
I mean, but hey, IT stuff is good. Like
IT
useful.
stuff, that's like a booming market.
That's
High
what my
demand.
dad does,
And
and,
it's
he
only
makes
gonna
a
get
lot
bigger.
of money.
It's only
Yeah.
going to get bigger and better
That's
as
true.
we go.
I
That's
really
true.
wish I would have
Silver
majored
lining.
in like AI development.
Yeah, dude, you would be filthy fucking
I'd be
rich.
rolling in it.
You
Yeah.
would have you
Drown in
would
it.
have made
Drown in
money.
it.
Money.
Anyway, I'm glad that I dropped out of college. Because whenever I went, I think I've said this before on the podcast, I just didn't have like any kind of vision as to where I wanted to go. Like I had no idea. I changed my major like 4 times, and I was like, yeah, this ain't working.
Yeah, that
We're
was
just
Laura
kind of
Ipsum.
drifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did talk about that in Laura Ipsum.
I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah.
We
know.
You were in Eureka Springs,
Yeah.
getting engaged, throwing your life away like a true man.
Yeah. Ethan, did you go to college at all?
What do you think?
I'm asking because we've been friends. We're friends. Yes, we're good friends, but we've only been friends for a couple years, so I didn't know what you did before I met you.
No, I did not go
Okay.
to college. Right out of high school, I got a job.
Awesome.
Fair enough.
Once I got to college, like
I didn't think I'd make it this
as
far.
I was doing it, I was like, man, I wish I just got out of high school and got a job. Like,
Yeah.
it's like I
Dude,
do not want to be here.
Yeah, in high school.
And then COVID hit while I was at college.
Dude, at the end of high school in like 12th grade, everybody was like, oh, I'm going to college. I'm going to this place. I got all the scholarships. And you're sitting here like, congratulations. Like, I don't, what the fuck you want?
You're
do you
now
want,
in a
do you want
lifetime
to
of debt.
Exactly. And also, you don't have to have your shit together right at the moment.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Take your
Everyone-
time.
Okay.
That's what your 20s are
Yeah,
for. It's
exactly.
for
I'm
you
gonna
to
I'm
figure
gonna
out
grab
what
my
you wanna do.
microphone to accentuate this. Anyone who thinks they have to go to college right out of high school, I am saying from experience, you don't. I didn't go to college right out of high school. I worked for a little bit, then I went to college for welding.
Yep.
And now look at me. I run a fucking podcast. I'm making it.
Okay, so it did go to your head.
It did go to your
I
head.
have gone mad with power.
Mom,
What
get the camera.
But seriously though, you don't have to go to college right after
No.
high school. You can. I was gonna say they say enjoy your 20s. You should. Yeah, you're not gonna be the most financially stable, but you deserve to be happy. And I don't think college is the right place for that.
I'm going to say it is a crime that whenever you're like getting up in high school, all they do is like start to groom you for college.
Exactly.
They
Maybe
never
groom isn't the right word.
No, that's
but
the
That's
right
exactly
word.
what they
That's
do.
Yes, they groom you for college instead of getting you like prepared for the real world. Like towards the end of our high school career, they added a class that was supposed to help you with the real world and tell you how real life
it like
works. And
STEM?
career orientation.
there was career orientation, but there was another one they added that coach. I'm
Was
not
it
going to say her
STEM?
name.
Didn't me and you have that
It,
class
it was
together?
called JAG.
Jag.
Jag?
Okay.
I don't
Yes.
remember what the acronym
I remember.
was.
I remember.
But it was an acronym for something, and you learned like life skills, like how taxes work and stuff like that.
how to
But
how
it,
to use a 401k.
at that
And
point, it was too little, too late. And yeah, so instead of high schools are oriented to get people ready for college instead of just preparing them for the real world in general. And it's like if you're going to college after high school, then
That's
you
great.
then you
Yeah.
could pick up the going to college classes. But
I personally think college is a waste of money, and I liked community college better because it taught me actual skills, and it just felt like normal school.
it is an utter crime how little high school will like put in effort to prepare you for the real world.
Yeah, Kagan, I liked community college as well, but for me, it didn't really feel like it was just school. Again, it felt like since your college schedule is much different than like a high school schedule, because you're more often than not you're not there from like 7 to fucking 3. You only have a couple of classes a day, so it was like really refreshing to be able to get up at like 11 or before, and then have to go to school at 11 for like an hour or two, and then I have the rest of my day to myself. It was a fucking great experience. Community college is a great experience.
I
dude.
had classes where my earliest class was at like 9 a.m. and I was like, fuck, that's easy as shit. And then I'd wake up and I'd be done at like 1, and then I'd just go home. And then I'd take a nap until I had to go to work.
I did enjoy campus life. That's the one thing that I enjoyed about college was being on campus with all these other people my age and just kind of, like Jake said, the schedule being like more loose and more fit to like what you wanted, and just kind of doing your own thing and
More flexible.
enjoying campus life and going around campus and hanging out with people your age and all that other stuff. Like that was fun. Like I liked campus life. I just didn't like actual like college because, like I said, didn't have an end goal in sight.
Yeah.
Dude, you talking about like being around people your age, it's hard for an introvert because like I feel in college the same way that I did in high school. I've wasted and am currently wasting time by not doing those things because I'm an introvert and because I'm so focused on all these other things.
Which I wasn't like going out to like any like parties and stuff like that. I was just kind of
Just connecting with
It was
people,
interesting
yeah.
hanging out on campus with a bunch of people that were in the exact same position I am, being
Right.
a young adult, going to school, trying to figure out what you're going to do for the rest of your life, and nobody really knows yet.
And you lived on campus, right?
Yes.
See, I don't.
Yeah.
So I commute And
I went to college for 3 semesters. I was in there for a year and a half.
yeah.
So, and I enjoyed it. I mean, I met a bunch of people that I wouldn't have met otherwise, and then met other people through those people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. Like it was.
I mean, it could definitely be a very great experience if you're not in med
Yeah.
med school. So, and I mean, I don't regret it. It's been awesome. So
Where
Yeah.
did that failure lead you? Back to me.
Exactly.
You got away from me for college.
I met all these new people, had all these great experiences, and then here I am hanging out with 2 motherfuckers I went to high school with.
hey, I mean, yeah, those are the realest
And one
motherfuckers
guy
ever.
I met through one of those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
and he turned out to be pretty all right.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
You know what? Fuck my family and fuck everybody I know for telling me that I wouldn't have any of my friends from high school anymore. After I left high school, we
Dude,
wouldn't be friends anymore.
I will always be vehement and a huge advocate for small circles are better.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
infinitely better than being
Than having,
just
like,
liked
50
by a whole
friends.
bunch
In,
of people.
It's a
in
lot less
total, I
stress.
have like 10 friends, and it's the people in my group and then my friends in Tennessee. So in total, I have like 10 friends, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Just having 10 people in my small circle that I just.
That's probably about where I am, and I have like a couple of guys that I'm pretty tight with that I met like back in my CS:GO days. Whenever I played CS:GO,
Yeah,
And they're pretty cool.
I have some coworker friends, but I don't hang out with them outside of work. My coworker who kind of like trained me whenever I started working there. He's always asking, "Hey, do you want to go get lunch with me?" And I go, "No." He's like, "Why not?" And I'm like, "It's
We're
not."
coworkers.
I was like,
we're not
I put my
friends.
hand on his shoulder. He's like 6'5", and I'm like,
It's
"We're
not
not."
personal.
I'm like, "We're not like that. We're not like that. I'm sorry. I love you, but we're not like
it's
that."
like I have every now and again, like you meet a person that you just kind of click with, and they're
Yeah.
just such a cool person that they're
Yeah.
just kind of your friends now. That's
Yeah.
how it was for me and Andy. Love that dude. Great guy. Met him working at Sonic. I was like, we just hang out. We worked like one night together. Like every other day of the week, he was off on Sundays, and then he worked. Oh fuck! No, he wasn't off on Sundays. He was off on Saturdays, and then every other day of the week except Sunday, he worked mornings, and I was night shift. So we would close together on Sunday, and that was it. And we'd like see each other in passing as he was clocking out and I was clocking in. But we just clicked. We were tight, and we still are. He's one of the people that I have slotted to come as a guest on this podcast.
It's tough, dude. Like the older you get, I still feel this way. The older you get, it's harder to make friends, especially if you're an introvert. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just a me problem, but I have a hard time letting people really in. You
Yeah.
know, and accepting.
I get
I want to
that.
be around you more than I already am,
Yeah.
and I
Well,
want
I mean-
to let you know more than I already do.
But I don't want to be like.
but also
Obsessive.
But also hating people's fun. So
Oh, I agree. I don't like people, so that's like entirely on me.
So when you
but
find people you click with, it's
Yeah.
special.
it's like, oh, I
Me
didn't
and
know I
Jake,
could do that.
I've known Jake since what, 4th, 5th grade, and me and him have never separated since.
You're like those twin things.
I was gonna say
Twin
we've been
things.
friends for
Conjoined
like
twins.
Conjoined
we've been
twins.
friends for like what, 15 years.
Yeah.
Me and him have a special relationship.
When did I meet you?
2022, 2021, one of those.
was 2020.
Whenever Kayla was working at the job you were working at, I met you, and I was
She'd
like,
been there for like a few months.
I was like, this motherfucker, all right.
This motherfucker.
And then
alright.
Kayla invited him over, and I stole him from her. I said, "Come here to me.
I
Come
was
to
pretty
me."
intimidated by you guys. When
Why?
I first met.
Especially me.
Y'all were just new people.
Oh yeah, he was. You didn't.
I thought you hated me.
That's just his
It's
face.
just my
I
RBF,
think you
man.
didn't like me.
It's my RBF. I
That's
like
just
you.
his face.
I do hate him.
Yeah.
Oh,
He tells me
then-
daily.
I did think it's funny how whenever we graduated from high school, you know, every now and then Adam would just message me and be like, "Hey, you want to go get some food?" And I was like, "I haven't spoken to you in 6 months. Sure, let's go get some
Sure.
food."
I love that. It's like that old conversation that you have with like your girlfriend or something. Where it's like, how do you like hang out with your friends? Do you keep up with each other? What's he up to these days? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if he's dead or alive.
What do you mean?
It was.
He could be dead and buried for all I know.
For all I know, he
asked
could have
him-
joined the Marines.
I
He
asked him
talks
if he-
to me every 6 months, and I'm okay with
Yeah, it's
that.
like I asked him if he wanted to go grab a bite to eat 6 months ago. That was great. I was thinking of asking him sometime next week. It's like I don't know what he's up to. He could be dead. Like I might text him, and his mom might text me back, being like, "I'm sorry, Kagan, he
it's
didn't
like-
make it."
It's like, oh, that's most unfortunate. Well, my condolences.
Well, I guess I'm messaging Jake instead.
It's really weird though, because my relationship with Adam has been really strange, just the way that it's worked out.
Yeah.
Because Kagan, Adam, and I all went to the same school, and Adam and Kagan were there before me.
I was gonna
But
say-
whenever I was there,
I'm pretty sure when I moved to Arkansas, Adam was like the first friend I made.
Yeah,
He was
so-
like the first person I spoke to, and then
Adam and Kagan were already at the school, and then I came later, and then pretty quickly Kagan and I hit it off, and then I don't know, did you keep
me and
being friends with Adam,
me
or-
and Adam were friends, but it was kind of like on and off. Like we didn't hang out outside of school, but every now and then,
Yeah.
I just
like,
kind of how it worked for me in school was I was a floater. I didn't have like a set group of friends. I had like 6 or 7 groups that I would kind of float between and hang out. I kind of hung out with a bunch of different groups.
closer towards like, yeah, he was a floater. So every now and then I'd hang out with him. He'd hang out with me in certain areas, and then it was closer towards like our senior year in high school.
I'd say sophomore, junior.
Yeah,
is
when-
whenever we lived pretty close together, so we
He
started. hanging
lived
out
like
more.
right behind me, so he'd be like, "Hey, can I get a ride to school?" And I'd be like, "Sure." And then I'd pick him up from work, and we'd hang out, and all that.
that's-
And that's where it grew. And then after that, he went to college, and we didn't talk for a while. Then he messaged me one day, said, "Hey, you want to go grab some food?" And I was like, "Sure, why not? I haven't talked to you in like 6 months, so sure."
That's why I say that our relationship is so weird, because we've always been around
Each other,
And
but
in
you
high
were-
school, we talked.
Yeah,
and I
we were
enjoyed
cool.
I enjoyed my time with him, but those times are very brief and very few and far between.
Yeah, I
So-
feel like your relationship has only grown.
No, definitely.
And
it
we
has.
had to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like in high school, we were cool. Like we
Yeah.
talked and we joked and everything was cool, but we weren't like besties or anything.
Right.
And then like now that we're adults and we've kind of grown and changed as people, we just kind of we have a different like dynamic now.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's not the same as in high school.
yeah. And then I remember I ran into Adam at Walmart like after I got lunch with him. I ran into Walmart. Adam
the
at-
same day.
No.
it was like,
Okay.
it was
So
like
what
almost a
happened
year
was
later.
we didn't talk for like a long time after school,
Oh,
and then
okay.
randomly, I think I was like back in town for the summer or something, and I messaged Kagan, and that's whenever I asked if we want to go grab a bite to eat, and we met at like a Mexican restaurant, and we grabbed food and talked and all that stuff, caught up, and then we just kind of went back to our lives, and then like he was saying. Me and Shay went shopping, and him and Kayla went shopping, and we just like bumped into each other in I think the toy section.
Yeah, I was looking for a Nerf gun to shoot animals with. But
And that's what we were telling him, like we were looking for a place, and he was like, "Oh, well, we're staying at this apartment complex over here, so you know." And we looked into it, and we wound up getting the place. So now we live right next to each
Literally
other.
neighbors.
little did I know that the apartment he moved into was literally right across the street from mine. I saw him pull up, and I walked outside, and they were like, "Oh, hey!" And I was like, "Yeah, I live right here."
We were like, "Heck yeah! I don't have to walk all the way across the complex. Just I
Yeah.
have to walk across the street."
Yeah.
Long story short, I live there now.
Yeah.
Me and Adam have always been kind of like Jake, but me and him were a little bit closer because we actually like talked more. But even then, I've known Adam about as long in time frame wise. I've known him about a little bit longer than I've known Jake.
Yeah.
So about
I'd say
16 years I've known Adam.
You and me clicked a little more than me and Jake because in high school, so as you can tell from listening to us, Jake, he's a cool, chill guy to be around, but he just has a very chill and, more quiet personality. And then Kagan is on the other end of the spectrum where he's just a very outspoken, robust person, still fun to be around, but they're like polar opposites, which is why they click so well.
Yeah.
And then me in high school, I was more on the same side as Kagan, where I was pretty like,
Boisterous.
I was pretty boisterous and crude and rowdy and stuff like that. And then as I got older, I've kind of mellowed down to where I fall somewhere in between the two of them.
You're still kind of crude.
Yeah,
With
but
your bird.
now I'm more closer to the middle of you and Jake's personalities, and so now that I've mellowed a little, I feel like me and Jake click in a different way because I'm not as fucking like "Ugh," as I used to be.
Yeah.
Then when I met Ethan, I kind of felt a connection. I know it sounds weird, but
Yeah,
This is sweet.
I'm telling you, like he looked into Ethan's eyes and I saw it. Sparks,
Hello?
sparks flew.
I was like,
Is it me?
I pulled out a Pokeball. You're mine now. Throw a Pokeball.
now.
This one's a big one. He requires
It's like,
a
it's
master
like that.
ball.
It's like that one meme where the guy's trying to fit the other person in the box, and he's trying to get out, and he keeps like slapping him on the floor, pushing him underneath the box, and he's like, I don't know if you guys know what I'm
That's
talking about.
ice
I
cream
don't know.
sandwich,
Just
I think.
Ethan's
think
like,
so.
Ethan's like Nezuko from the Demon Slayer one. Help me. Help me.
Help me, help me.
I was like, no,
Kill me.
Nezuko,
Kill
I'll
me.
protect you forever.
Oh, Ethan, you're mine now. I'll protect you forever, and I can smell you whenever I want. Help me. Just kill me, please.
But I know that sounds weird, but Ethan clicked with us in a way.
There's a theory, I forget what it's called, but the people that you were going to spend the rest of your life with are around you at all times, even if you don't know it. Like I could, like if I do get married, my future wife could be like in the door
In the next
room
apartment over, yeah.
Or
next
yeah,
over.
it could be somebody.
just don't
It
know
could
it.
be somebody that you already know, but you don't know them as a person,
and
but
you
you
just
just know them.
expect to click
Is that
with
law
them
of
like that.
attraction? I don't know.
It's got a name to it. I forget what it's called.
I don't know, but it's just like when I met him, I was like, this guy's really cool. Like he's a little odd, but he's cool.
I am odd.
But there's nothing wrong with being odd. I was just like, he's a little odd, but
I
he's
would much
cool.
rather be odd than normal.
And then whenever Kayla first met him and he brought him over to hang out, he was quiet and cool. But as he hung out more, he opened up a little bit more, and I was like, this guy's all right. Yeah, we like a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
And then I learned his dark past, and I was like, oh, I do like this guy.
As I say, and like our little group here has like a really nice dynamic.
I agree,
And
dude.
Yeah.
That we even have. There's a few more people in the group that aren't on the podcast, and like just the dynamic between our whole
just
group
works.
of friends. It's just it's good. It just,
We
it just
rarely-
flows.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna be a friend group for the rest of our lives.
I
I'd be
feel like
fine
I
with
will
that.
be.
I'm
at
not
all
letting
of your
If we like
funerals.
move out of
I'd take
state
a-
or something.
I'd
I'm
take
not
that
letting.
deal.
I'll take that deal. I ain't letting
I
Jake
don't
leave
blame
me,
you. Damn
dude.
good deal.
I'll sew him to me before he tries to leave. Like
We
you ain't
have like a
going nowhere.
symbiotic bond or some shit. Like whenever we sleep, we grow like some kind of roots or something out of our ass or backs. They travel like in
And
the ground of the
connect.
apartment and then connect. And then whenever we
like-
wake up, it's like, oh, I miss you. Yeah.
Or it's like one day you're married with kids living in like Nevada or something, and you hurt yourself, and I'm just in Texas, and I just get this pain, and I go ah.
Yeah,
I
it's like a Horcrux from Harry Potter.
yeah, I just feel the pain through like surge through my body. I'm like ah,
Yeah.
Jake's in trouble.
It's like Obi-Wan when Alderaan exploded. Felt a great disturbance in the force.
It's like my
I'm gonna
buddy
be
is
really
hurt.
gay for a second.
I said
Okay.
I feel like I will be at all of your funerals because I will be the one who kills you.
You know what's sad? I'm gonna bring the mood down a little bit and then lift it up again.
Okay.
We will never be able to attend each other's funerals.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
True.
One of us is going to
think
outlive the
about
rest
it.
of us.
Think
Yeah.
about it. So
Who's it gonna be?
Hang on.
Who do you think?
Hang on. Let
Okay,
me
yes,
let me
Adam.
elaborate. Think about it. One of us will never attend the other's funerals,
Yep.
and one of us will have to attend all of the other's funerals.
I think I'm going to be the last one alive. I'm too spiteful to die.
Well, the shit you
Is that a
inhale at
challenge?
work.
Is that a challenge?
Yes.
Yeah, the shit you deal with at work. I feel like a piece of rebar is just gonna fly through your head one day.
And it's like,
I'd be
as
like,
I'm-
you'd be like, be honest,
it's like
guys. How
as my
bad is
soul leaves my body, I just
it? Okay, can you be like, be honest, guys? How bad is it?
it's like as my
No,
soul's,
buddy, you're fine.
My soul's leaving my body. I just grab onto my corpse. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere.
I ain't hear no bell.
Time
got
to
3
go to
minutes.
heaven, my child.
And I
3 minutes of me time.
and I stand up just with this 3-foot bar of rebar in my head, be like, take me to the hospital.
Instead of
Someone's gonna
actually
be standing in front of him and shoot him in the face, and he's gonna turn around and go, "He's right behind me, isn't he?"
He's right behind me. He's gonna go, what?
I wanted to bring it up a little bit and do something a little gay. But this motherfucker,
I want your
Kagan,
babies.
I'm talking about Kagan.
I want your babies.
He, yeah, all this to say, let's fuck. No, Kagan is like one of the only motherfuckers that can make me laugh when I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm good at that.
Valid.
Yeah.
Good at
Valid.
making people laugh.
I like making people happy. I like being useful. Even if it's not funny.
Like this is
I'm
just
in-
your mannerisms sometimes.
I'm
are
in that
just
same
goofy.
boat. One of my favorite feelings is making others laugh.
Yeah.
I like being able to make others laugh.
Even if I say something that's not funny, I'm sure I can turn around to make it funny. Like by laughing at how bad the joke was,
Yeah.
like the burp thing, where no one laughed because it wasn't funny. Then I just burped and then they started laughing. It's like
The
yep,
reason
there
the
we
reason
go.
I bring that up though is because I'm like the kind of person that doesn't laugh much on like a day-to-day basis. When I'm around my friends, yes, sure, all the time. But like just
Yeah.
just being with myself, it's like I can make myself giggle, but it's like
my thought is if I haven't laughed, I haven't had a good day. So I try to
that's a great way to.
I
think
try to
about things.
laugh at least once a day. I laugh way more than that, but
Yeah.
but that's because things make me laugh and I like whimsy.
All the
But
memes you send in the chat.
This bitch got more fucking mirth.
I can't find the theory that Ethan was talking about. I've been
Y'all
trying
know
to
what I'm
find it.
talking about, right?
I feel like I've heard
yeah,
it before.
what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I did find something else interesting where somebody, it was a prominent theory about people you spend like time with, and it says you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So like kind of how humans kind of tend to,
adapt.
like as you meet new people, you'll kind of like parts of
adopt
their personality
personalities.
will kind of come to
Yes.
you and parts of yours will go to them. So the 5 people that you spend the most time with, you're like a perfect average of those 5 people.
Hell
Yeah. I know Kayla's become a lot more like me since we started dating. She
Dude,
was a lot more quiet and soft spoken.
You could see it in Ethan. Like whenever he first started
Yeah.
hanging out with our group, like he wasn't. Anytime we'd make like a very sexually
would be like,
charged
"Oh,
joke, he'd be
God."
like,
Oh, no, don't
then
say
heavens.
that.
Now
Oh.
he'll be over here being like, yeah,
Suck
straight,
my penis
straight
through my
munching
jorts.
box.
Through my
Straight-
jorts.
He'd be like,
Cream my jorts.
he'd be like, so hear me out. I was out here straight munching box and fucking slurping gruel.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if you should just be saying that out loud, but it's a good thing that
No.
you've opened up. It's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah, so he's still not like, I wouldn't say you're as vulgar as like me and Kagan are.
I've got somewhat
but
of a
you've
filter.
kind of come up a little bit, so now you can at least handle it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I've grown this past year. I think I've just stayed the same.
You
Honestly.
become more spiteful.
Yeah,
I have.
You look about the same height.
I have. Yeah, that's not changing.
How tall are
5'8"
you?
forever.
5'8"?
Yeah. I have become more spiteful. That's my New Year's resolution. Hate everything. Hate everyone.
Hate
I,
everything.
The other day he was telling me about it, and I said, just lean into the Sith. Hate feels good. Embrace the hate.
But it's detrimental.
No.
It is.
Couldn't be.
no.
Blue
Embrace
balls,
your
blue
hate.
balls.
Embrace the hate. It feels good.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that. I was telling I forget who I was talking to. I was talking about like relationships with people, especially negative relationships and stuff like that. I like actively can't like hate a person.
I can't either.
I
have a
can't
hard
do it.
time doing
I can't
that.
stay mad at people. It's really hard for me
I
to stay
find it-
mad at someone.
My favorite quote having to do with that is from Avatar. Aang says it is exhausting to stay angry, and it also makes you look like a fool.
Yeah.
So I agree. I don't actually hate anybody either. I just want to preface that. Like, that's all
Yeah.
a joke.
It's like I just
It is honestly exhausting to stay angry at somebody.
that's where I'm at. It's just like I just do not have the energy to actively hate somebody.
I don't hold a grudge. you
Like
know?
I can
did
say
that
like
once.
if somebody screws me over, like I'm not going to be their friend anymore, and I'm
Right.
not going to be like cool with them or want to be around them.
Just in
But
that negative
I can't just
connection.
I can't actively like despise a person.
Yeah.
Like I just can't handle all the energy it takes to
I
maintain hatred.
I remember me and Kayla got into an argument about something one time, and I
He
tried.
hated the bitch ever since.
Well, I tried staying upset about it, and it was physically exhausting to stay mad.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
it
was just
does.
like,
is.
It
I was just like,
exhausts your
okay.
body
I was just like,
physically.
okay, I'm not dealing with this.
it's detrimental to your mental health too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just
You
was
will
like,
dig a hole.
I was like, let's just bury the
whenever you
hatchet.
stay
It doesn't matter who was
angry-
right.
Whenever you're staying angry, you're blocking any positivity.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was like, let's just bury the hatchet. It doesn't matter who's right. It's done and over with. Let's just
Just let me bury the hatchet in your skull.
yeah. That's
in
that
your
simple.
skull.
Just let me be right. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe if I kill them, then the hate will go away.
That
Little
sweet
do you know what
serotonin
it
hit will-
festers and grows.
I'm looking forward to it, boys.
Me too.
I hope this year will
three.
be. Oh, I don't want to say good because it's probably not going to be. But I hope this podcast year
Nothing
is.
wrong with hoping for a good year.
Hopefully, it's a good year for the podcast. Is what he's
That's,
trying to
that's
say.
what I'm saying.
okay.
I'm hoping that this year for the podcast will be fun. It'll be good. We'll have a lot more structure, and it's going to feel like something.
I feel like we've grown a lot. We're more comfortable talking into these
Oh, for sure.
microphones.
Yeah.
We have more structure down. At least we've been changing things, which is important.
Dude, I tried talking into a camera the other day for a YouTube video, and dude, I
finally do it?
I couldn't do it.
tried.
I tried.
Did you feel goofy?
Yes, I tried. I did like 6 different recordings, and I felt so fucking stupid that anytime
like
I'd
if
get
you-
into it, I'd be like, I'd mess up and I go, fuck, and then I just stop recording and I go,
Dude, I
just start
told you,
crying
if you
in the
feel
corner.
if you feel weird about it, let me sit like behind the camera. Talk to me.
I mean, maybe, but then I'd be looking up at you and they'd be like, what the fuck is he looking at?
No, I can just put the just put the phone up to my
Wear it
eyes.
on your eyes.
Yeah.
Tape it to your forehead, so anytime I say something, you just nod your head or shake it.
The camera moves.
Yeah.
Let's hope for more pseudo psychological talks like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like these talks. These talk to us, but
Would
Get out of my head.
Would the Talk to a Girl
Leave me
sue
alone.
us if we named an episode Talk to Us?
yes,
Or is she in jail
In
now?
quote, if
I
you
don't
put,
know.
in-
She
okay,
tried to sue the dude who made her famous.
This is
so-
what I've learned. If you say something and you put anything in quotes, you're okay.
Noted.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. That's
Quotations.
Don't,
Why would you
don't do
say
that.
it?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Begin quote. I'm not going to say what I was just going to say.
Say it off recording.
I'll tell you all what I was going to say after.
Okay.
But I hope
Listen here.
I hope this year is bountiful in content. That is all I have.
I think
to
we
say.
have good shit coming. Like,
Yeah.
we're about to shit, and it's about to be real good. Like,
It's about to
It's
stink.
about to be a steamer.
One of these would
about to
fix
be-
me.
yeah. One of these will fix you.
Yes.
Yes. Just stay tuned. This is our first episode of 2025, boys.
2020.
It's good to be back.
2020 was
Daggum.
5 years ago.
A quarter
Yeah.
of the way through the 2000s.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy.
It has not felt like 5 years.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
God, 2020.
I was gonna say, we're right in the middle point between 2050 and 20.
When you're
2000.
getting older and it's scaring you, so you have to indulge in nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't mean for this one to be such a fucking bummer.
It's like, think.
Sorry,
Okay, I'm trying to think of like a good, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Analogy?
Yeah, something that we could like think of and be like, oh wow, no fucking way.
We're
No
still
way.
doing the podcast.
That
no fucking way.
How about this? Red Dead Redemption 2 and Doom Eternal came out 7 years ago.
Doom Eternal came out 7 years ago?
7 years ago. Red Dead Redemption 2 and Doom Eternal both came out in 2018.
Oh my god.
Oh my,
Oh my god.
god.
7
was
years.
GTA 5.
2018.
GTA 5 came out in 2013.
Yeah, so GTA 5, it's been 12 years.
Yeah. Skyrim. It's been
2011.
Yeah, so that's 14 years.
it's been 14 years since Skyrim came out.
For all my COD fans out there, love you. Black Ops 2 came out 13 years ago.
God. When did Minecraft come out in 20?
Wasn't that like, what, 2010?
I think.
I thought it was 2012.
I thought it was 2010.
Either way, 13 or 15 years ago.
God.
Yeah.
Did you see that Notch basically announced Minecraft 2?
Minecraft 2.
How is that going to work?
He's
But
not
it's gonna be
he
like
doesn't- He's not
Overwatch
involved
2.
in Mojang, right?
It was a
Free to
Twitter.
play.
It was a Twitter post where he's like, he basically said, "I basically announced Minecraft 2." I didn't read all of it because it was long and stupid, but he just said, "I announced Minecraft 2," and I was like, "Oh, cool."
It's going to be like Overwatch 2, where it's just the same game with a 2 on it.
Yeah.
I just remembered something that we did not mention earlier that we're changing.
Before we do,
Yes.
Minecraft 2.
Yeah, okay. We're all wearing suits to the movie.
That's what I want to do. I really want to do that. And Ethan won't because he's a fucking sourpuss.
What I'm saying is, at the beginning of every episode, we got to ask questions or a question of the day, whatever that might be, and then our catch-up segment will also be what do we call it?
I don't
Let me
like
explain.
catch-up.
Let me
Let me
explain.
explain.
Yes. So we'll be talking about
I was gonna
recent
say-
news, trying to keep it light on the politics, but
I remember when we talked about it, I said I was more of a mustard guy, but
I was going to say. I
do
don't
you
like ketchup.
understand what I'm saying?
no hablo inglés.
Okay.
No speako Spanish-o.
You guys are awful.
Hey, at least I actually spoke Spanish.
It's true. Off to a great start for the year.
Illegals in my yard.
Bye.